Hello everyone. Today I would like to read out the ninth chapter titled The Day of No Hope from my manuscript, The Imprisonment. This is a fictional story created for awareness and storytelling. It does not promote or justify any form of crime or harmful activity. Viewer discretion is advised. I like to read out the story. Every day, Archana walked from guest house to the prison with quiet anticipation, determined to write Anamika's story. The interrogation sessions conducted by Mr. Sriram Malik and Miss Pallavi Mehta was taxing, not only for Anamika and Samir, but indirectly for Archana as well. The process stalled her progress. With no clear direction and no access to the truth, she felt as though she was walking blindly along a path that led nowhere. Every day she relied on secondary sources to understand more about their lives. Gradually, the two figures began to intrigue her, Mr. Malik and Miss Mehta. Archana studied their interrogation methods through past records available online and also Samir's method of marketing fear. She was not interested in his trade, never that, but she was curious about how he had managed to market fear so effectively. If those very methods could be understood, perhaps they could be used for a better purpose, for a right cause. It was evident they did not merely extract confessions, they confronted criminals with the weight of their actions. Many confessed not only to their crimes but to their moral failures before the final judgment. Their sessions were documented, studied within the systems almost as tools of self reflection. Even those in authority respected their process. No interference, no obstacle. They were never physically harsh. Yet they possessed a rare ability to reach the core of truth. Both officers had been trained under the same mentor, and their method often left criminals emotionally drained. Perhaps that explained the change Archana had begun to observe. Anamika reacted less. Samir still appeared composed. But now it felt less like defiance and more like surrender. He had accepted his fate. Then one day, Samir made an unusual request. I know my death is inevitable, he said. Before I die, can I look outside just once at the street beyond this prison? The jailer looked at him sternly. Why do you want to see the street? To refresh my memory of my childhood, Samir replied. I lived on those streets with my parents. They loved me deeply, though they could not provide even a single full meal a day. I just want to remember those days. The jailer refused. Yet, for the first time, he was not just a criminal, but a man. Seated in the CCTV room, Archana noticed something she had never expected on Samir's face: sincerity. On the same day, Anamika made a similar request. She wished to visit her parents' house before the law declared her punishment. Both prisoners seemed tired, not just physically, but morally. They had confessed, and something else had shifted. They were kinder to each other. Anamika no longer carried a sense of superiority. Archana sensed this might be the right moment to request permission again. Anamika was no longer the sole focus. Unintentionally, Samir had become equally essential. There was another change. They no longer began their mornings with arguments, but with a quiet good morning. The CCTV cameras captured it all. Two criminals sharing the same space under the pretext of renovation. A design not planned by an architect but by fate. Born into different worlds, their stories were beginning to mirror each other. In the silence of the cell, two strangers slowly began to take to one another. The guards watched constantly. Sometimes they smiled, sometimes they warned. Then one afternoon, as lunch was served, both stared at their plates with visible displeasure. Almost instinctively, they looked at each other and said at the same time, Wish I could eat poha. For a moment, it felt like they had borrowed the same thought. The server did not react, he simply walked away. Watching from a distance, Archana smiled. For the first time, she did not see murderers. She saw two people missing home. An idea formed instantly. She approached the jailer. She asked if she could bring poha for them. He refused. Outside food is not allowed. For the first time, Archana defended them. They are human beings, she said softly. They may have small desires that can be fulfilled. After all, they are accepting their mistakes. The jailer said he would consult the officers. They refused. Archana persisted. After a long discussion, a condition was set. The food would be tested before being served. The jailer agreed. Archana had her approval. There were hundreds of prisoners in the same facility. No one cared what they ate, where they slept, or how they lived. Yet, here, privileges were being extended by an ordinary person, and mostly to high profile criminals. As if crime itself was being classified as luxury crimes and ordinary crimes. The thought unsettled her. Yet she walked away with quiet excitement. She had begun to see the human being within Samir. Perhaps this was not just the beginning of her story, perhaps it was the beginning of understanding them both. That's all for the day. Do let me know your thoughts about this chapter by writing in the comment section. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.